All right. Good morning. All right. So it's painful. It's really painful when somebody leaves your your help, your ability to help. That's the toughest thing. What happens when somebody, a virtual assistant, leaves you or ghosts you or disappears? You, we've gone through. We've been doing this for a few years now, and we kind of understand where people are and what happens in the mental acuity of what's going on, and the actions or lack thereof of what happens when somebody's about to quit. You can see that their work becomes a little less effective. They stop showing up to meetings. They stop showing up. They become late in different things. And it's just a natural progression of what's going on. Right now, what we're seeing is inflation is killing virtual assistants business. It's not really been talked about right now. Everybody's like, everything's hunky dory, and we're having to increase our prices. It sucks, but it is what it is because our people are our family, and they need to provide. They need to eat. They need to get paid what they're worth. And when the cost of a dozen eggs here goes over $8, it's going to trickle down all the way across the planet. It's just a natural progression of it. So these banks that are being bailed out, us printing trillions of dollars of money, us having this proxy war, it's hurting globally everybody. And this is another way of us paying for it through a tax. And unfortunately, we have to increase our pay to our VAs, our editors. But that also means we have to charge you more too, which it sucks. But don't understand we're not increasing profit like the bankers are doing. it's just part of life, right? And again, get in the mindset that over the last few years, if you're making money off of video and your business is increasing, like I've seen my business just continue to go up, right? Last year I had a tough year because one of my partner agents passed away from not COVID, but from something else. And it kind of put me off on a little thing, but I'm back, right? I've closed 10, 11 deals so far this year. We're still moving forward with real estate, and that business is going really well. Our Video Ease business is continuing to grow substantially. We've had quite a few people bail out, but that's just because that's a normal attrition of people, and we expect that, right? Especially when the market gets tough. First thing that goes is marketing, which I've been in marketing for years, and that's foolish. Just the first thing that should go are people, and then tightening up, and then doing all sorts of things. So anyway, what happens when your VA leaves you? That's the most painful thing. We just had our marketing guy decide that he wants to go on a mission, and I'm completely okay with that. But it puts us on a bind, right? I mean, it does. And I wish we would have known a little bit sooner. I should have known. I should have spoke up like last month, because I could tell right away, your work is kind of slowing down. What's going on? And at least have that conversation. But at the point where they're like, "Hey, I'm leaving," there's not much I'm ever going to do to say, "Hey, is there any way we can save this?" Because it's just they're gone, right? They're mentally, emotionally gone, and doing something else. So that's a tough thing. If you're planning on doing it on your own, on editing videos on your own, let me show you this thing real quick. Screen. Full screen, this. And I'm sure you've seen that. I've showed this to you before. How much does it cost? How much does it really cost you to do it yourself? Well, it costs you about 15% of your productivity. That's assuming that you're doing editing for 4 hours. Now, I remember spending 6, 7, 8 hours editing videos, which, there you go. And if you pay yourself $50 an hour, it equates to about $16,000, a little bit over $16,000 a year for you to do it. But it's not just that cost. It's not the cost of saving the money. It's the lost opportunities of you being out there networking and prospecting and hanging out with people, driving business, being out of the computer. And believe me, I love being in front of my computer. I am in front of my computer. I'm in front of my computer way too much. I should be out networking way more. I should be out there meeting more agents, meeting more people, this and that. But, I'm trying to manage 2 businesses and all that stuff. I need to get better at that. I agree. Everybody needs to get better at that, right? That's where you improve yourself 1% every day. I go to the gym, try to get physically better 1% every day, but I also go out and talk to people. I try to go out and shake hands with people, get to know them, that kind of stuff. And the more they see me, the more they realize, hey, Vito's the real estate guy, right? That's the whole thing. What happens if you hire your own VA? And let's see, there it is. What happens if you hire your own VA? Well, you still have to manage them. You still have to make sure that they're out there. What happens if they leave because you're not paying them enough, or they're like, hey, you know what? I've been doing 5 jobs and I just don't have the bandwidth to handle you anymore. I'm out. Then you have to go and scramble and find somebody else again, and this and this and this. And that's lost opportunity. So let's just assume that you're spending 2 hours a week with your editor or your VA, which is 7.5% of your day, of your year. And it costs you $15,000, because not only do you're taking money away from paying your own editor, or you're paying yourself, but you also have to pay yourself those 2 hours times 52, but also you're paying your editor money. And those lost hours that you're spending keeping track of those editors is lost opportunity. You're not tracking. You're not networking or prospecting or serving, right? You're not worrying about getting better in front of the camera, because obviously I need to work on getting better in front of the camera. The hidden things that they don't tell you when you hire your own editor, your own VA, is that you have to keep track of them. You have to keep training them. You have to manage them. You have to motivate them. And when they leave, you have to recruit them. And that's the pain that I'm feeling right now. I have to go I'm out there. I was actually expanding to add on SEO and blog writing, but I'm morphing that person into SEO, blog writing, admin, assistant for marketing. So this person's going to be doing a lot. So we're constantly hiring. We're always looking for new talent, right? We're always bringing people on. We brought somebody on and he shifted us. He said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll be fine. This and that. Well, to a weekend, he's like, I'm not being paid enough. I'm like, yeah, that's the going rate. You haven't really proved yourself. And when you prove yourself, we'll increase your rate. And I had 3 customer complaints from him. So obviously we let him go. We said, you're not working out, right? They do the pea in the cup game, like, oh, we'll start, be all humble and this and that. And next thing you know, they start shaking you down for some more money. So that kind of stuff happens too. So your $15,000 becomes a lot more money, right? So what happens when you hire videoes? Yeah, you're going to lose an hour a week with us, because now I'm not talking about prepping. I'm not talking about training. I'm not talking about motivational things that you're doing to get ready to get in front of the camera and all the topic research and us coaching you with that. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm not even talking about you editing or you filming, recording yourself in camera. That's stuff that's sunk cost. You have to do that. All right. This is the post-production, editing, breaking out your Weeb Video or iMovie or Final Cut Pro, DaVinci, and doing it yourself. And yes, that trade-off is you lose control. You lose control. You lose your style. You have to adapt and teach your editor your style, which we learn, right? So it's going to cost you about an hour a week to do that. That's 2.5% of your year. Actually, but back here, the whole thing, I think it was three hours a week. And it's going to cost you some money. And that's the new rate. at an annual rate. But understand, it's far better than this. It's far better than that. And all that extra time that you're giving back to yourself, you deserve to spend networking and prospecting and serving and getting better in front of the camera. It's imperative that you make that choice. And I'm not going to make it for you. This is my pitch. This is my mindset. This is why I do Video Ease, is because I believe that you can be better at your business by being in front of the camera, by going to groups and helping to serve. Whether you go to a church or a community or a city or a park and you help serve, or a school and you help out, that's how you get recognized, because you're networking, believe it or not. You're getting to shake hands and talk to people and getting to know them, and they're getting to know you. And that's why serving is important. It's the same thing as prospecting, right? It's follow up, follow up, follow up, and then networking. It's just what you do. All right. What happens when your editor leaves or your VA leaves? You have to go back to the drawing board. You have to call up onlinejob.ph and go through the whole recruiting process again. Yeah. How much time do you have to do that? Especially if you're busy. It's painful. And it's going to happen more and more. So if you want to give us a try, give us a try. We have a 1-month trial service where we give you the annual fee for 1 month. You give us a try, see if it's something that you want to do. All right. I'm Vito Scarnecchio with Video Ease. We'll see you out there.